There's been another console mod drop for Baldur's Gate 3, so let's go over it. We will of course start with the very first one on my list, which is the Artificer, a feat every other level by Echo 0000. This does exactly what it says. Every other level as the Artificer you will get a feat when leveling up, just to make your game a little easier. Noxus 856 brings the Enhanced World Tooltips, and you can see what that does here. It basically adds more to the tooltips you'll see when exploring. So to give you a bit of a deeper breakdown. So if you just need, a little bit of extra guidance while exploring the world, or you just basically want a little cheat sheet of what's around, check this one out. Scurby, a familiar name to these videos, brings us Evelyn's Empress, the Colt 1851 revolver. And this is essentially a sort of like dual wielding kind of setup. You get two pistols and they have special abilities. These will level up as you level up as well, to ensure that they don't get too overpowered at the start of the game. Now to get these, you get them from either Ethel in Act 1, Quartermaster Tally in Act 2, or the Rokan's Projection / Roland in Act 3, as well as the tutorial chest. So when it comes to the revolvers, you will see there is a very rare and a legendary, and these are awesome because they have key abilities that, again, these will upgrade as you level up. So if we fire a shot here, you'll see lots of cool abilities. You can even spin the revolver like this. So if you want a gun, check this one out. Swissfred 57 brings the Everlasting Camp Provisions, and this essentially means that your camp provisions will not run out. So if you don't really want to have to worry about managing this, making sure you have enough, then download this one and just focus on the story and the gameplay. Ulfin, who I really hope I haven't butchered your name, brings us the Hag's Hair in vendors, meaning in Act 1, 2 and 3 from the vendors you can see in the list here, including Mystic Carrion, you can buy Hag's Hair to help you sort of boost your stats. So if you just want this as like a nice little special item you can buy, check out. If you're looking to have extra radius on your Moon Lantern in Act 2, then Molokanal has you covered with the increased Moon Lantern radius. So if you don't really have to worry about any of this stuff and you just want a bigger Moon Shield radius, then download it. If you want to add even more dice to your virtual dice collection, then John Zintz has you covered with the Astral dice set, and this looks really pretty. I love the blue on this one, as well as the Sacred Fire dice set. Now personally I don't think this is as nice as the first one, but then I prefer blue anyway. But other options are available as well, such as Astral Sea and Fairy Fire. So again, if you want to add to your collection, get this one downloaded. Hadsplint, who is a familiar name to this channel, brings us the Living Crucible Fighter subclass. So as you can see here, it is a fighter subclass, as you'd expect, with a lot of alchemy aspects. So this does give me massive Witcher vibes. I haven't really played around with it yet, but just looking at this, I just instantly think Geralt, and obviously the armor setup looks very much like that as well. So again, I'll be doing a full build guide for this in the coming days, but if you want a different fighter subclass for your game, maybe download this one. Now, much like the Artificer mod we saw earlier, ZX10RX brings us a feat for every 2 levels for the Mindweaver class to boost your sort of prowess. Nick Jimmer brings us Nathaniel's Horn collection, so if you need to add some horns to your created characters, then this will be a few more options for you to take. I personally really like this long-horned one. I think it looks amazing, especially in this screenshot. So cool. It reminds me of like the Kunari and like the Iron Ball from Dragon Age Inquisition. So again, if you need some more horns for your presets or whatever, check this one out. Cobalt Cactus brings us Notable Dream Guardians. So if you want your Guardian to be any of the familiar NPCs, whether it's Ned, Viconia, Corilla, your Floric, your Karga, then this is probably the one for you. Oreo2583 brings us Packbound, a Warlock overhaul, and essentially this is an overhaul of the whole Warlock class. It will change things like the spell list, class features. If we come back into it, you'll see they have listed things here. So just this spell list, revamped subclasses, improved Eldritch invocations, basically greater build diversity and identity. It is introduced from the new version of the player handbook or inspired by it. Because bear in mind there are 2 versions, there's the original 5e, and then there's one that came out last year. So if you want your Warlock basically just have that overhaul that they need based on the new player handbook, then check this mod out. Now I'm sure a few of you'll be familiar with Raphael Restored. Well, Nick Jima brings us Raphael Restored Last Light Fixes, And essentially this fixes some of the issues that happened when the game was patched, or through the patches I should say, and then this is just the mod to download to fix all those issues. And Nick Jim once again brings us Rugen Restored, a sweet sight, which means Rugen will now appear in Act 3. You'll probably recognise him from Act 1, the good old man you can save. Well, you can bring him back. Karma Camillan brings Sensible Racial's Dragonborn, and this essentially just updates the Dragonborn race. Instead of having no Dark Vision or Draconic Resilience, they now have both thanks to this mod. Skirby makes the list once again with the Spartan armor and warrior set, and this looks phenomenal. I have a Spartan build on my channel that would fit this aesthetic perfectly. But this just, I love the look of this. It is so damn cool. So if this is your kind of thing, you can get this. Now, like always, it's available in all 3 acts and tutorial chests, so Aaron, Quartermaster Tally and Dathlin. Now when it comes to the Spartan outfit, you'll see there are lots of options you can put on here. I've gone with the legendary set. Now it does say, if we look at the spear, it counts as a musical item. So you kind of want to add something else. You could use the lightning jabber, to be honest, that'd be a pretty cool setup for this. But you do have lots of awesome abilities you can throw in here. For example, if I put the legendary Spartan short sword in here, you could also go with that. So you have plenty of options. But overall, the armor does look amazing. Does give you iron skin, so you add your strength and constitution modifier to your armor class instead of dex, so you can pretty much just be a tank. Glad of Help brings us the Raven Queen patron for Warlock, and this is a subclass for the Warlock based around the Raven Queen. Again, I will have a build guide for this coming in the next few days. I don't know if it's just my console, but I'm having issues getting this mod to either download or not crash my game when I try and use it. So let me know if you're having those issues as well, if it's just me. But this does look like it'll be a fun mod to play around with. Toeri, another one you would have seen on the channel before, now brings us Gith presets. And essentially, as you can see, this is sort of like softer features Gith. So, again, if you want to play Gith with less defined features, shall we say, this is the mod for you. And finally, Javist brings us the Weapon Mastery D&D Player Handbook 2024. And this adds the abilities to the fighter that you would get in the new version of the Player's Handbook. So things like Topple, Graze, Vex, essentially just updating the game based on the new handbook. So if you want some new abilities for your fighters, download this mod. And that is the new console mods for Baldur's Gate 3. I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please drop the episode a like and check out the mod makers, as well as a huge thank you to them for all that they do. If you're not ready, please subscribe to the channel as well, it helps me tremendously. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.